Welcome back, trainers, and in this video we're going to be taking a look at my most expensive Pokemon that I've powered up to date. Now, this doesn't include any other ones that I could potentially power up. This is the ones that I currently have maxed out. So this Shadow Lugia here is amazing. So we do have 15 attack, that's why we kind of just went with it. Kind of a lot of Stardust to invest in something like that. The secondary move is going to be costing quite a bit as well. So we're looking at around 750,000 Stardust for that, including the secondary move. So yeah, almost 1,000,000 Stardust. Now, I do have other Pokemon that did cost quite a bit as well, but this Lugia is going to be one of the more expensive ones that I do have here. We have Shadow Gardevoir, several others as well, but this is probably going to top the charts for that because of that secondary move costing so much, as well as it being at such a low combat power when I initially did power it up. So we're going to go ahead and pair it up with Dialga, Mewtwo, and Groudon here. And Shadow Lugia is just amazing. There's really nothing else to say. It's a great Pokemon to have. Now, if you're thinking, well, should I go with my Aeroblast Plus? Look, that does nothing in Go Battle League. The Aeroblast Plus is going to be doing more damage in raids, okay, or in gym battles, okay, so you don't need to worry about PvP. It's not doing anything. It will say plus. It's a little confusing on how it does that, but it's not doing any extra damage, so you're not missing out there. Maybe one day I might power up my other one. I did get a 15 attack for my special Aeroblast Lugia, so we'll have to see here. Anyways, what's going on here? They're going to be backing out with their ops to go up against Mewtwo. Was looking a little crazy there, using 2 shields and baiting me in the beginning. Let's go ahead and move on to our next battle, folks. If you can hit that like button, let's start this New Year's off with a lot of likes. Let's get it going great. I really do appreciate it. We'll stay positive for this video. Very nice catch on their end, catching that Scythe Strike with their Metagross. Now we're going to go ahead and build up to a Shadow Ball, make them think we're going for one, while we can maintain some of that energy and retreat and get a shield from them. So great. We're still holding on to 2 shields here. Lugia is going to be able to absorb the first Meteor Mash, but we're going to shield it up just to make sure we have plenty of health, because we know that they did farm up quite a bit with that Mewtwo here. So letting the next one go, as we can see here, even in its shadow form, Lugia is still going to be a massive tank. Simple as that. It is going to be highly ranked as well. Going up against steel types, as you can see, kind of just taking them out there with their flying moves. Looking great. You can get an attack buff, maybe with Aeroblast. It doesn't happen every time. Alright, so bringing in our Dialga to go up against the Giratina here, and this is going to be a great matchup. We're going to try to farm them all the way down. We don't want to use any energy. We need to build it over to the next Pokemon here. Able to almost farm them down. They are going to be retreating. We're going to go ahead and just throw the Iron Head onto their Zacian, and they're going to be using their last shield. So we swap into our Mewtwo. Scythe Strike is going to be doing a lot, but not enough. And then the Dragon Breath on the Dialga is not going to be enough as well. So I was thinking, what should I do? Okay, we're going to let it go. Oh my goodness, they're able to get some more farm. Oh, I knew I had energy on our Dialga that we might be able to get to the Iron Head. We know that their Giratina has like 1 HP or something like that. Shielding it up and getting to the Iron Head before they get to their next charge move. Dialga taking out the Zacian, and we take out their Giratina. Let's get it going here. See what we have for the next battle, leading with Groudon met with a Kyogre. Look, this is me, okay? This is why. So yeah, as soon as I put Groudon in the front, literally met with a Kyogre, quite literally. Swapping into our Lugia here, they're going to be bringing in their Dialga. Did I call Dialga Giratina? That's what we do over here sometimes. So they're going to be letting that go. We go for the Sky Attack. Thought they might shield it up, but they let it go. That's okay. Letting the Iron Head go as well, getting to the next one here, which is not going to quite KO, but a couple more Dragon Tails should do it, but they're going to be shielding it up and farming me down, which is going to be the smarter play to do. So now they're going to be loaded up on energy here when I do bring in my Groudon. Shielding this up, thinking that they might go for a Meteor Mash, and I'm thinking, can I farm you down? And we do. Fantastic. So we're down a shield. They're down a shield. We got a lot of energy on this thing, so let's see what's going to happen here, folks. Bringing in Kyogre. So we're just going to go ahead and throw Earthquake here. Swap into our own Dialga. Start going ahead and building up energy, and they got a Togekiss back here, which is going to be perfectly fine. It's getting a little close, but we're still going to be able to pull it off. Let's see if we can. Maybe we might lose. So they let the first one go, knowing that they're going to be able to survive those Dragon Breaths, no problem at all, holding on to that shield, but they are going to be using it. We let the Ancient Power go, calling it, and we're able to Dragon Breath them down. Wow, Dialga is so OP, folks, you know. It is so OP. Now, technically, it should be on the top 3 that I picked. It should be a top 10, and, you know, there's a handful of great ones. There's not really one specific one that's just the best. They're just all really good, but Dialga is certainly one of those just great Pokemon that you always want to have if you're going to be Master Leaguing it up. Great lead up against the Melmetal. They're going to be swapping into their Giratina, and I'm going to bring in my Dialga. I said it correctly. Let's go. I think I didn't even say it wrong before. Anyways, letting the Shadow Ball go, since we're doing so much damage with their Dragon Breath. If they want to shield up, that's great. We're going to have to shield up the Ominous Wind if we do want to win this matchup here. And this is not going to KO, but they're going to be able to farm us down extra. So we're going to go ahead and shield this up, hoping we can Dragon Breath down, and we do, because it's just that OP. Let's go. Alright, bring it in the Melmetal, and we're actually able to get to the Draco Meteor, which is going to be doing a lot, even though it is resisted by the Steel type. Look at that, bringing them down below half, although the Melmetal is going to be able to farm up with a lot of energy. Lugia can take about 3 Rock Slides or so-ish, something like that. So they're going for the superpower, retreating into their Dragonite, and we're going to go ahead and bring in the star of the show, Lugia, to go up against literally the rank 1 in Master League, right? Dragonite? Am I wrong here? Dragonite is number 1 apparently now. So yeah, getting walled by fairies, so in that regard it's going to kind of get shut down, but hey, number 1. But nonetheless, we're going to be able to do a whole lot of damage with that Dragon Tail. Bringing in their Melmetal, which is their last Pokemon, going for the Sky Attack, and I'm sure we're going to get a shield out of them here. Great, Lugia really putting on the pressure. We're going to let this go. Of course, we do have the Groudon with energy, so we're just going to go ahead and let it go down, bring it in, and go for Fire Punch and take the win. And as you can see, I do love using Groudon because, well, it took me a long time to get the candies to max this thing out, and it's absolutely freaking phenomenal up against all these Steel types, like this one, for instance, here. Yeah, they're going to be immediately retreating. Usually they stay in. It's not too often that people are going to be retreating like that and putting themselves in this potential type disadvantage situation. So we're going to let the Shadow Ball go. Going to go for the Iron Head here. We're going to see them shield up. Would assume they're going to let it go and just bring in their own Dialga and then farm me down. So they're going to be able to come out of it with a bunch of energy, knowing that I'm not going to get to a Draco Meteor. I'm not even going to get to an Iron Head. Yeah. So they got a bunch of energy. Bringing in our Groudon yet again. So now we got to look out for that Draco Meteor here. And I think I let this go. Okay, yeah, letting it go. Great. Calling them. All right. That was definitely enough for a Draco. Going for the Earthquake. They're letting it go. What you got in the back of Kyogre, putting all that hope in it. And we're going to see this matchup with the Lugia up against the Kyogre again. So let's have a little fun here. Or have we seen it already? I think this is... I felt like I did it so many times today that we've already seen this one. But there's going to be actually another one here. So let's go. Now, because we do have 2 shields, there's really no need to flex or let it go or whatever, call anything. We're just going to shield up everything. There's no way they're going to be throwing a Surf and then a Thunder, or a Surf and then a Surf and then a Thunder, something like that. So simply shielding these up, and we're going to be able to outpace them here, getting to it. Well, they're going to be getting to their charge move, but that's not a Thunder. That's not a Blizzard. It's a Surf, and we barely survive. Holding on for dear life. That's what the Lugia does, because it does have so much tankiness to it, and we take the win. Let's get it. Next battle. What are we leading with? The Groudon met with a Melmetal. Another great lead here, or a good lead. Swapping it to Togekiss, and I'm going to go ahead and bring in Dialga. This was a slight mistake. I should have went with the Lugia. Yes, the Dragon Tail's not doing much, but our Sky Attack and our Aeroblast are going to be dominating, while we can just absorb those charm hits like nothing. Alright, so going to shield this up, calling the Flamethrower. I almost didn't do it. Almost wanted to call an Ancient Power, so thank goodness I did, so we can go with another Iron Head here and get both shields, and they're going to be farming us down. Great. So what are we going to do here? So we're going to go ahead and bring in the Lugia. Now we're going to let the Ancient Power go. It is super effective, but we're a tank. We're going to be able to take it, no problem at all. And it's not really worth shielding up that damage there. So we're going to be building up to almost an Aeroblast, because we want to come out of this with a little bit of energy here. And what I initially wanted to do was swap into the Groudon and farm them down with the remainder health on the Togekiss, but it took them out. So yeah, here we are, swapping into our Groudon up against their Melmetal. They bring in their Giratina and hitting them with Earthquake. They've got no more shields left, so I figured, okay, maybe we let this go. Now, I gotta be honest, I wanted to shield that up, but I didn't, because I just took too long. So I was thinking, no, I'm gonna lose. So it was a good call, because it was just a ominous win, and we're taking that win. They do back out there. Moving it on to the next battle. Met with a Dialga. Gotta love to see these leads here. And looks like they're gonna stay. Let's go. Now we just gotta be careful for some sort of a catch. Now the problem with catching for me a lot of times is I'll hit the charge move, and all of a sudden, like a second later, I know they're swapping, and it just feels so off, like things are not aligned correctly. So that was a good catch there. That was different. You saw it. A lot of times I throw the move and their Pokemon was already out there, and in the middle of using my charge move, I hear their Pokemon cries. If it's just now being thrown out, like, okay, what's going on here? Why is it doing that? Anyways, bringing in their own Dialga and almost building up to that Draco Meteor. How much health do we have? Oh, plenty. We could have, but it would have been a little bit of an overkill, and now we can simply farm down. Gonna let this go here, even if it's a Draco. Of course it is. They're about to go down, and their attack is dropped. Bringing in Lugia, they immediately swap, and they got a Kyogre. See, this is what I'm talking about, a lot of Kyogres with the Lugia at the end here, so that's why I kind of got confused. Building up to the Aeroblast, they're gonna go for the Sky Attack here. Still doing a ton of damage. Yeah, and they're in a position where they kind of need the shield. And we're able to get like 3 Dragon Tails through before they're actually able to hit their charge move. Maybe it could have been a visual. Maybe they were using quick moves, but this game is busted, broken. That's what I'm talking about. This nonsense here. So we're building up to 2 of these so we can take out the Dialga at the end with our Lugia that is just absolutely sweeping it up. I mean, look at this thing go. Steel types, doesn't care. Just going to stomp all over them as well. Moving it on here, leading with the Groudon again. It met with a Zacian. This is an okay lead. This is alright. At least it's not going to be up against the Dialga here. Now, I thought we were going to have Mewtwo. Guess not. No Mewtwo. Alright, so anyways, it might be towards the end here. But then again, we've got like, what, 2 more battles, so I don't know. They're going to be shielding up the first Earthquake. Going for the next one here. And what are we going to see? Letting it go. Great. So how come you don't want to use both shields? Come on. Letting the play rough go. And we should be able to get to the Fire Punch here. And we do. Definitely not going to be shielding this up. But the thing is, we're left with just enough health for whatever to farm us up and have a good amount of energy. So we immediately swap into our Dialga when they do bring in the Yveltal. And they're bringing in their own Dialga. Now we do have a little bit of an energy advantage. And if they want to shield up and use that last shield right now, be my guest, they're going to let it go. Bringing in that Yveltal to hold it down here. Really can't take a hit, those things. And we do want to let this go. We don't want to use our shield here because, well, that's perfectly fine. Lugia is just going to be able to absorb it anyways. They've got 1 shield left, and we got the Groudon, which we can use to potentially catch. So we do throw it in. They don't necessarily, I don't catch. They kind of just throw, knowing Fire Punch is going to be doing some good damage, right? So we get that shield, swap into our Groudon. I guess you can classify that as a catch. All right, whatever. So we're wasting their energy there. We've still got 1 shield, and we can still let a Dark Pulse go, and we're going to be perfectly fine, folks. This is one of the reasons why I invested in it. Can you see? Absolutely amazing. If you did enjoy this video, give it a thumbs up, and I'll be catching you all next time. Take care.
Sunshine and rainbows. It's a very mean and nasty place, and I don't care how tough you are, it will beat you to your knees and keep you there permanently if you let it. You, me, or nobody is gonna hit as hard as life. But it ain't about how hard you hit. It's about how hard you can get hit and keep moving forward. How much you can take and keep moving forward. That's how winning is done.
Hey! So you're finally here! Fantastic!